Live from U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis and the Fox 11 Fieldhouse in the shadow of Lambeau Field, we welcome you to Fox 11 Pregame Live.
Hello, everybody. Good evening to you. This is Locker Room Live. Welcome to Minneapolis as you get a great aerial view of U.S. Bank Stadium. It is a picturesque evening here in the Twin Cities on Christmas Eve. Again, this is Locker Room Live. Fox 11 is your home for everything Packers tonight on Monday Night Football against the Vikings. We've got you for the next hour, and of course we've got you for the game with post-game to follow. Packers Hall of Famer Johnny Gray will join us as well. But on behalf of our entire Fox 11 family, we want to wish you and yours a happy holiday season. Welcome inside U.S. Bank. I'm Josh Moser. Packers are 11-3. The Vikings are 10-4. Both teams have already clinched a spot in the playoffs this season, but a win tonight for Green Bay secures them the division and at worst the 3 seed moving forward in the playoffs, so that is a home game. However, U.S. Bank has almost been their kryptonite. They have not won a single game here since the stadium opened back in 2016. And, of course, everybody remembers what happened to Aaron Rodgers the next year, Anthony Barr taking him down. It results in a broken collarbone. But in talking to Rodgers this week, he wasn't anything but confident, and he says he likes his team's chances going into tonight.
It means we're due. It means we're due. We won in Minnesota over the years. You know, we won in 2 different stadiums, so nice to make it 3.
They're due. So for everybody at home, here's again what the Packers are playing for this evening. A win against the Vikings secures them the division title. If they lose this game and beat the Lions next week, they still can win the NFC North. And as we bring it out live, we want to welcome our John Duran. John making the trip with us, including this week, 11 of the last 13 years, the NFC North will be decided by the Packers or the Vikings. But you were inside the Packers locker room all week. What was your kind of sense of how they're feeling ahead of tonight's game?
Well, they're feeling good, and they're trying not to make it too much of a big deal because everybody was asked about this building. Of course, 0-3, they haven't won in Minnesota since they had to play in the home of the Gophers, TCF Bank Stadium, back in 2015. But everybody knows what at stake. We've already said it. The division tonight could be wrapped up by the Packers. They probably have an easier time doing it against the Lions, but if they want home field advantage throughout the playoffs, they want that first-round bye, which they do, they got to take care of business tonight.
Yeah, well, the good news for everybody at home, Alexander Madison, he is the backup running back to Dalvin Cook, has officially been ruled out. We're going to talk more about that running game in a minute, but for now, we want to go back to Aaron Rodgers because he's played the Vikings so well, even against this Mike Zimmer defense. You remember earlier in the week, John, they were kind of joking back and forth there, Rodgers saying, you know, he should get out of the division.
You should retire, yeah.
That's great. So here's what Rodgers has really done against this team, kind of like he's done for his entire career. We know he leads the NFL all-time in percentage and quarterback rating. He's got 20-plus touchdowns to the 2 interceptions. But for him tonight, John, obviously you've got to take care of the ball, and you've got to find guys maybe other than Aaron Jones and Devontae Adams.
It seems like every week somebody else steps up, right? Whether it's Jake Kummerow, Marquez Valdez-Scantling earlier in the season, Al Mazard has been a big piece recently. Someone will step up. You know that Devontae's going to be solid for you, and you know the 2 running backs, they can catch. Those are number 2 and 3 in receiving on this Packers team.
And Randy Moss, of course, the great Vikings player. He's over here with the ESPN crew, but he was actually coaching MVS over the summer. So maybe with him here in the building, he can finally get a catch, especially after that first play last week. He's got the speed. But again, we know all about this game, all about this rivalry. We talked to the players present, but what about the players past? Santana Dotson really fired up. Here's what he had to say ahead of tonight's matchup.
Yeah, it's going to be fireworks, you know, on Monday night against the Minnesota Vikings. You know, it's an arch rival, and at the same time, they are fighting for playoff position and dominance in the division. So it's going to be fireworks. And also, at the end of the season, you want to play well going into the playoffs. So they're both playoff caliber teams, and it's going to be an outstanding matchup.
A lot of people sharing his sentiment. We're just getting started here on the sidelines, but this is our Fox 11 pregame show, so we've got a lot of people involved, including our very own Ryan Wing. He now joins us live from the Fox 11 Fieldhouse. Matt LaFleur, the first-year head coach for Green Bay, Ryan, and he's having a phenomenal start to his head coaching career in Green Bay.
Yeah, Josh, he absolutely is. LaFleur became the first ever coach in Packers history to win at least 10 games in his first season as head coach. He also is the first to lead them to the playoffs in his first season. Their win total currently at 11. They can increase it by 2 if they win to 13 if they win their final 2 games. Aaron Rodgers said the reason LaFleur has been so successful is because he's kept it so simple with the team. He's allowed the players to take leadership and take over the locker room. LaFleur, not going to heap praise on himself, deflected credit for why his first year has gone so well.
I think I'm growing every day. I don't know. I just try to be myself on a daily basis, and, you know, really fortunate. Thought we were able to hire a really great staff here to help support everything. It definitely is a total team effort, and like I've said before, the players that were here and the players that we added to this roster, just a bunch of great men in that locker room, and they are the ones that get the credit.
As you can see, the best records for first-year coaches before LaFleur here in Titletown: Mike Sherman in 2000, Mike Holmgren in 1992. They both went 9-7. Bart Starr was the lone coach to be under 500 in his first season at the helm. For more on the pregame fun, let's head up to Michelle Melby and Gabrielle Mays.
All right, Ryan, thanks so much. It is a beautiful evening here in Titletown, especially for December, and we all know what that means. And usually on game days, this place is rocking. Now, a little quieter tonight, clearly, because the game is in Minnesota.
We're making it loud, though, right?
We're making it loud. We're having fun.
Well, the Packers-Vikings rivalry isn't just for the players. It might be more meaningful for the fans. Fox 11's Ben Krumholtz is live at US Bank Stadium. And Ben, a lot of bragging rights for tonight?
Yeah, Gabrielle, this is a huge border battle among the fans, and it seems a little bit more intense for the Packers fans here in Minneapolis and along the western half of Wisconsin, just because they have to see and hear from Vikings fans so much more compared to us closer to Green Bay. Add in that the NFC North is on the line tonight, and fans are more than ready. Vikings fans and Packers fans were out near US Bank Stadium well ahead of Monday night's kickoff.
I'm pretty amped up. I can't wait. It's going to be a good matchup. You know, lots on the line here, so really looking forward to it.
Kirk Cousins going to, run over that defense, and hopefully we win the North.
There was no hesitation in invading enemy territory for these fans.
Throw a little heat their way, they throw a little back, and it's all just in good fun, you know?
There's a camaraderie, too. There's chivalry here.
While some say Vikings fans might portray Minnesota nice, it only goes so far for others.
Yeah, there's too many of them. I think they could just, go back to Wisconsin.
It's just like going up to Lambeau, too. You get that fun friendship camaraderie versus, it's not really like a hatred. It's more like a fun rivalry, I think.
Both sets of fans say it's not just physical proximity that makes this rivalry what it is.
There's a lot of competition head-to-head, year in, year out. It always comes down to the last game of the season for the division, so I think there's a lot of competitiveness to it.
Especially in the last few years where the Vikings have been relevant. It's not just Green Bay dominating the series or the NFC North.
As for an outcome, it's safe to say there's confidence on both sides, but nerves as well.
I would say the Vikings win in a close battle. I'd say it's 27-24.
I just came here to see a good game. That's what I'm hoping for.
Just whoever doesn't make a mistake.
At least somebody will go home happy.
And Josh, there's plenty of Packer fans that we saw outside and then looking inside as we're about an hour till kickoff. A lot in here, too.
Oh, yeah, I think this is really my favorite part of the game. Out here we just had Tony Brown, Jamal Williams. They're all throwing the footballs around, playing catch with the fans. I think that's a really good sign for tonight because the players are loose, and they've got that camaraderie. I think it's really special in Green Bay. I know we're going to hear the Skull chants tonight, but when you've got players interacting with their own fan base and how well this team travels, I think we're going to hear a lot of noise tonight, a lot of Go Pack Go's.
Yeah, we hear a lot of Go Pack Go's at a lot of road games, but tonight it might be a little drowned out in here once all the Viking fans come in. They have that horn going, but we'll see here.
But it's the Packers that have a lead in the division. Again, they can wrap up the NFC North tonight with the win. We're just getting started here on Fox 11 pregame live. We've got a lot more to come, but for now, we want to go to our Green Bay East Chamber Choir Singers back over at the Fox 11 Fieldhouse. We'll see you in a couple minutes.
All the way, oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. sleigh, dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go,